for Thavnair bound. I have Kral's instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnair before, I can travel by Aetheryte. But what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kral was of the same mind, and has already secured the aid of a good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The Confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moenbrida. Moenbrida was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. As it hath the many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that faithful letter. Neither time nor introspection have rebelled unto me the words I should speak, and thus I have kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face what hath long been overdue. If it is settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kite. Kite? My worst enemy. Side quests.
Right.
And more of them are going to appear as we go down the story, too.
Which instance are you in right now?
Good question.
Should say in
One.
your chat. Yay, we're both in the same one then.
Yeah. The Confluence.
I've just unlocked the guild hunt board.
Well, I'll do that later. If we party up, it'll keep us in the same instance, or at least try to. We should do that after this. Oh,
Okay.
now, this is a rather lot of stunned faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're the associates of Kral, the students of Baldacian. We seek passage to Thavnair and understand you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects! Welcome! Well, that doesn't sound good. Test subjects. Oh, you hadn't heard? Well, then allow me to explain. So, in order to travel through an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of aether hurtling through the live stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years we've labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly. That changes everything. Well, my language may have been misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Sharlayan, and the other in Yetlimad, the port town in Thavnair. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Razatan, and indeed we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of other alchemists. So to sum it up, we're to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel aether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things. But do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission is required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the livestream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mr. Kyle surely knows how to pick 'em. Maybe we should have brought your Stola.
Yeah.
If I might change the subject, Master Wilf's son and Mistress Bloida are not present today. Oh, didn't you hear? They recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetherite Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Thank you. Take care.
Hello.
Maybe the Forum may deal with the Asians, or well, Telophoroi, and they tuned an Aetherite using that technology on the moon so they can evacuate to it quickly or something in exchange for not participating. I don't know, that sounds far-fetched enough to be true, right?
No fucking clue.
No fucking clue.
Right, we're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh, I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please. Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Yay!
Oh, and one last thing.
What do you mean, one last thing?
You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Are you supposed to mention something like that before we go through?
Rip. So did they make a vomiting animation?
What'd you say?
So did they make a vomiting animation?
Probably not. Probably just like the faint staggering animation. I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
We mapped.
Wow, that's the most map animation I've ever seen in the, out of all these. Just straight teleport.
Thavnir, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay. For a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
Ilsavard. Thavnir.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish.
Quick, let's attune to the main aetheryte so we don't have to go travel that way again.
Let me bring you something to drink.
Yeah.
That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let a Stinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no.
Oh god.
We can't have a repeat of Alfie note again. You managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Estinian in time? Well, first let's get
Question
that
is,
aetheryte.
where is he? Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh! Well, that was completely unexpected.
That was a cute touch.
Oh! What'd you say?
That's a cute touch, though.
Yeah. You there. I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with ape sickness. But, by the menus, yes, a traveler. I mean, greetings! Greetings and welcome! You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amralasi, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By lay of a warm welcome to Thavnir, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. Not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles, a bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to Estinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out will be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinian and, using gestures, deny that the deal is fair. 19,000.
He just walked through me.
Hmm?
He just walked through me.
Oh, how dare he. Ooh, you're playing Pictomancer.
Yep.
Hope you got good practice with it first.
Nope.
I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? That's an elephant person? Looks like it, yeah. Wait. I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. Ah! Sincerest apology, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for 3 bottles of lassie. My confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then, your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Wait, Sinian, no! Oh. Ah! Pain. There's someone with the mountain zoo. Special Amra Lassi. Made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, this Amra Field Lassi is boasted to settle unruly stomachs. Praise be to the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time. Excellent. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. Sweet. Sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right. I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly worked wonders. Back on your feet, I see. It was worth the almost 2,000 gil. That... thy hair. I bound it. It was the most I could do against this heat short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you got the cold for it? A local vendor. Man said it's a Thabnerian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. How much did you pay for it? And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil. Oh no, a steal I was told. Just nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alfino could hold a candle to you. I expect the Azure Dragoon to put up more of a fight. On that subject, I shall refrain from making comment, yet I cannot help but observe that the merchants seem overzealous in their pursuit of profit. Claiming Thabner as its dominion, the nation of Ratatan hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there was the Arkasodara, a Matanga tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hunnish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. The development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a trading power of Razatan, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at Gateway Town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so. That opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or perhaps that people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it will be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We've not to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Krau's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yedlimand? Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. Might as well drink one now.
Get that XP bonus.
Sure. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Green, the pier is yours. Once we have learned what we can regroup by the Aetherite. Or putting the other side, me aside of it, maybe. Oh hey, Chocobo Keep.
I thought that was a gem trader.
There's also a Chocobo Keep here.
Oh, I missed it.
This crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling, as if they have been left too long. Oh, I can ride a mount here. There's a person back there.
Yep.
Well, now, if it isn't a traveler. You're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth ever since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Naronair. As if it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things will be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. Starve our lives thanks to that radiant host. Our business is as good as dead. What will become of us only the gods know. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business had never been this terrible. I suppose things could be even worse. Could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Kalzal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kalzal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, Harbour Guild building across the water from here. gazing out from the pier used by boats moored off the nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Water.
The Dalmascans aren't coming. We already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it?
I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed and that's that. Look, you must have known that this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself and the province is in chaos. And there's a tower sitting on a doorstep spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk.
This will be an enormous loss. Alright. Forget the Dalmascans. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hannish favorites. Our consortium work closely with merchants and artisans and supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed.
I know all these things, Kalzal. I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are?
Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. Merchant.
No, but artisan at best.
I say, that's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others.
Excuse me?
My name is Matsya, and I'm here to see Kalzal. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Yes. Can I help you? I remember seeing you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Kalzal too, did you? I am Matsya, fisherman of Akiali, a nearby village. I sell my cash to Kalzal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. If I may ask, what is it that you do?
Run around and run errands and kill things.
An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Then, that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and want to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people. I've only ever dealt with Kalzal. I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? If you're willing, please let me know, and we can begin at once.
I've been a fisherman, but a fishmonger?
We better call Rob.
You do attend. Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right, please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yedlimad. I will observe you and learn.
Matsuya is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Matsuya behind by entering a blah 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 blah. We already had this. Oop. Okay, so they can fall through a floor. Okay, got it.
Yes? Greetings, friend. How fare you of late? Greetings, you too. Suppose I'm well enough given the circumstance. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when the tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remained there for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue with my life such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell.
No place like home, but don't do anything dangerous, eh?
Oh, trust me, I don't. Make sure to keep well clear of the tower. When more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant Host's instructions. I'll have to deal with it as soon as we can get back so we can get back to our normal lives. The days when you could earn as much as you gave and tuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work.
Speaking of meals, why not have some fresh fish today?
Fresh fish, you say? Ah, you're a fishmonger. When you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is shallows cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with a sprinkle of salt.
Now I want some fish. You can see me making a sale. Victory. We got information and sold fish. A hawker, are you? You sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some raw amra. Let's say it doesn't. They don't need to be export quality. What do you need so many amra for? Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but of late I go through it that much in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, the whales are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is arriving for this and that and this and that. All of it wears me down. I find myself feeling constantly hungry. I know how you feel. Thank you. Pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. Took my mind off my troubles for a moment. Conversation ended without a sale. Unfortunate.
I got baited the same way.
Well, never mind. If nothing else, you left there with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we?
What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy.
Oh, gods. My stomach. Ugh.
Ate this sickness? No. Nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. You should take it easier, eat more slowly, and savor your food. Well, that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like it's not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. So I'm working as hard as I can while I still can. Better to be prepared. How do you intend to prepare? I'm stockpiling supplies. For that I need to earn coins so I can buy food, medicine, what have you. How about some fish for your supplies? They're fresh caught. Aye, well, fish wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to go through the hassle of preserving them myself. I'd rather buy stuff that's ready to store. I'm afraid I have to pass on your fish. Now if you'll excuse me, I must be getting back to work. Dang. I should have asked Matsuya instead.
Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier.
Oh boy, this is a large area.
It's a whole new map.
Yep.
Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell to one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too, but there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler.
I think I'll just stick with crafting instead of selling.
Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kalzal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsuya? Kalzal, have you finished your business at the guild?
So you were there too. Forgive me. Try as I might, I can't find any buyers. No ships coming in and hardly any going out. There simply aren't any options. At this rate.
So, you can't buy my fish anymore?
I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods.
But by myself, I can't.
I want to help you. I do. But as it stands, I can barely help myself. I poured my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness.
Kalzal. Oh, not to worry. Using what I learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage. Somehow. Well, I'd best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road.
I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tip or two, I trust. Knows that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods. To think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. As before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Telophoroi. That Matsya fellow you were helping, he is an Arkasodara, is he not? Apparently, it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is his perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that Arkasodara would be their primary targets. For 'tis the faith of their ancestor which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We better go after him. Akiali lies to the west, as I recall. The same direction as Kryle's acquaintance, incidentally. It is settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village.
There's going to be an aether current ahead, by the way.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I should probably click on the ether compasses. You do not see Matsya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. Let's see, collection, ether compass. I should probably go up here and do this one first. Kier, what are you doing up there?
Waiting for you.
I see.
You can get your current first.
Hmm?
You can get your current first.
Do not see Matsya from here either.
No, leave me alone. Somebody help.
Matsya voice, and it came from the north. And we're probably heading that direction anyway, so...
Nah.
What do you mean, no?
I was afraid who it was.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably going to go westwards anyway.
Later, but not right now.
Yeah, we'll get it later.
Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here?
I see you found him in time.
You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do, well, about everything. And then those men came.
Kidnappers. Heard that the Arkasodaro are being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city.
We've considered it, me and the others. But fishing is all we know. The ocean all we have.
I see. That's your decision to make, but you should also take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings?
Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue it means. But they're not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that bring only death.
To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and a full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize that tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature?
You come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish? But to answer your question, yes, of course. We would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I am a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We're good, gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge. And fish.
What sayest thou? Shall we pay visit to Akyali?
Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it.
I think the Arkazajar are going to be the gathering beast tribe for this expansion.
Seems like it.
Yep, what with the fishing. So, 'tis a simulacra of the Thabnerian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The Kibnat Hanish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. Aye, as you said, we do well to study the religious traditions. To Akyali! 237 yalms to the southwest. So we are heading that way.
Should be a little to your left or something. Should be a little to your left or something.
Eh. There it is.
Welcome to Akyali, my friend. The name means white beach, and there isn't much here save that, but please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasveda. They're free at the moment as it happens. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I am happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is from whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Manusia, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Murga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? Ha! That's what I like to hear. Pick up your ears and then listen. In ancient times, the Manusia and the Murga, deities look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusia, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up of those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusia coveted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusia have worn animal faces and Murga the limbs of men. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. They are the Manusia. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Sindruva, goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To the right is a middle sister, Sandruva. As a goddess of wealth, she counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Mindruva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Murga, if I may ask? The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Arkasodara. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too. It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Razatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as a guardian deity of the satrap. Legends holds that if the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to bear. I'm confident that the information you're giving us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success.
Right, I believe it's time we sought out Krau's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Krau's note, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast.
Did you say you're going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. Did I say she's beautiful? Oh, I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them.
What's with the teleport?
I saw that there was unlock quest back at the original Aetherite, so
Oh, yeah.
after I will unlock the new one.
Ah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go on ahead to the Great Work then.
Yep, I'll join you in a sec.
I don't think I'm going the right way. I am definitely not going the right way. Oh dear.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Oh no.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Oh no.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Repistinian.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
This place gives me very India aesthetics.
That might be the intent.
Yep, probably. Aetheryte attuned. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Prowl itself is tied up in another investigation. Green is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists to create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scale provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Perhaps so, and knowing my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. But as for your task, we only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you, with your permission of course. In that case, Urianger and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I expect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit a great work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Ooh, Chocobo Keep. Alright, I didn't unlock the sightseeing log. Oh well.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
I'm pretty sure we have to talk to an NPC to unlock it, but we'll do it later. Well, I'll do it later.
Oh, okay.
I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you'll be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow the drunken Deepa's lead and try not to fall behind. I mean, please stand back. I've already stand back enough.
Yeah, you have to stand back quite a bit and then go into it when it tells you to.
Ah, thank you. You're struck by a powerful blast of ether but suffer no ill effects. Resuming test. No irrepressible urge to churn their stomach. You're struck by another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. You're struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. You're struck by the strongest blast of ether yet, but survived completely unscathed. Etheric explosion testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on keeping your composure and your humors. Ah, you returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign. Come, let me take the Deepa off your hands. Having exhausted all of its ether, the drunken Deepa is now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Nope. And the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arkasodara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. am in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. People certainly do be flying.
One day it'll be us.
Yep. Probably when we come back here a second time. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out! Gods, that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work... Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope? Good, good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit wheat grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, and if you would be so good as to stand guard. Kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, It is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we?
Thank you for the teleport.
Mm-hmm. Green, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Oh, isn't that how I know she's about to send you on another errand? Wonderful. If you will excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidhana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when I last looked, there was still aplenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about the tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since then inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it needs new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while the kidnappers are at large. Green, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, its applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all, has applications. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away. so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zainuha. He'll furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamza, Mistress Nidhana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the Hamza to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Giant bird. These are our Hamza grain. If the creatures look familiar, it is because they are close kin to your Eosian dodos. Hamza have been kept as livestock in Thabner, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You are ready? Then let us depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Mount the Hamza and travel to the outpost. Whee! Let us be off. We hadn't ridden dodos before, but you wonder they have a wobbling gait. That spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called a katga. Which means sword. This sword, legend holds, was wielded by the Manusia against the Merga before it cast down a conflict's end. To the left, and requiring no instructions, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Discover a new location, leveled up. Almost there. Though the main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. And here we are. Manned by the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Varshan? On an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me to collect on your report. Come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. Simply do our duty. We are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed a relative peace and calm these last few days, this remains a front-line battle, no place for children. Your predecessors too often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do with my own volition, and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering. But I still worry for you. You'll be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you. For you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. Who might this be? Not Harnish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Green Slime, of the Aeolzian contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Aeolzia, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what's the situation like? May I suggest you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties will stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of us are understandably anxious. We'll be glad for any tidings you can share. You two, bring Valsham the latest report and answer any questions he may have. Ah, I heard about you. Visitor from Aeolzia. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We all know that they're the ones behind the tower and that they declared a war on the whole world. Why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything they have like Aeolzian and Far Eastern brothers. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zod, as folk is taking to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did in the Isle of Narodair. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting aether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with a tower in your homeland? Our struggles are not unique. Then our hopes still lie with the talismans. You must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. It occurs to me I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and promote only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What are the towers Aeolzia? Do they likewise spawn monsters? Don't you know it? So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outsider aid to be answered. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Razatan ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer, however. I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamza, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Though the Hamza appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its pack. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with the Radiant Beastkeeper at the Hamza hatchery to mount it again. I guess there should be an Aether Current near the Giant Skull grounds.
Yep.
No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the Hamza dashes off.
It's across the water.
Yep, there it is. Thank you.
Welcome.
Alright, this is indeed the Giant Skull grounds. I am Zeynuha. Is this something you require? Giant Skull for the alchemist, you say? Of course they shall have it. They live tirelessly deal with the tower, and this is the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. There you are, a sack of the purest Giant Skull. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver, let the good folk of their great work know that we're grateful for their efforts. They need more, they need but ask.
Ah, welcome back, Green. Dare I hope you have the Giant Skull? Sack of Giant Skull. A hempen sack filled to the brim with the chunks of the purest Giant Skull. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. One that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test, so take your ease while you can.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see?
Thought I saw a punchable face.
Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
Thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Where are we going? All the way up that way. Can we just travel up the beach?
Not sure.
Well, let's try it.
But looks like you can.
I'll have to open up the map to see, but yeah, looks like a clear beach. Mostly. I guess those people are fate farming.
Yeah, that's what it seems like in the chat.
Yep.
Oh Jesus, that gave a lot of XP.
Well, I mean, you also need more XP to level up since level 80.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, that was a hell of a lot for a fate.
This is a rather fine boat than I had expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course, I pray it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope for toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what it must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off. Head to the Tower of Zot.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could. So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps.
And then something goes wrong right at the entrance.
Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be.
Yay!
Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What? Ah! Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Maybe.
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
At your service. Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity.
The guy from the circus tower?
Every need met. Day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace.
The one with the fancy hat?
Existence.
I don't
Fulfilled
remember.
and ripe for decay.
You are
a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe. No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Oh no, just have you protected. Something went wrong.
Of course.
Wouldn't be a Final Fantasy game if nothing didn't go wrong.
Yeah, gotta have some plot.
Ah, your return, but where is Mistress Nidhana? Captured inside a tower, used as a magic battery. Manusia preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. Let's see if you get teleport while you're in that cuts. Oh no, you're out.
Yay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Something gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidhana and the other captives. Bot. Boop.
A bot? Oh, in the chat.
Chat. Yeah. Okay, there we go. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nidhana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it'd be best if you were the one to explain. Oh, Nidhana. Can you answer me this? Though Nidhana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales. As many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This Nidhana proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye. As alchemists, this is how we will help win the fight. My friends, the satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me to give you this link pearl, that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. For our Aeolsian visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nidhana noted your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. This fact came to the satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, we would also further discuss further avenues of collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Radzatan for an audience with His Excellency? We should only be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be benefit to all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of Giant Skull grounds, and I will show you into the city. Where are you going, Kier?
On the way to the next destination, I'm doing one of the Aether Current things.
Ah.
Let me down! Let me down!
Not gonna doesn't let you jump off?
Nope.
Unfortunate. You don't know what I think?
What do you think?
I think Varshan is the actual satrap. And he's just posing as the errand boy.
That is entirely possible.
All present. Then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times.
A vast rock squats upon Favnir, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things.
Okay, so that is Emmett narrating. I thought I was mishearing.
Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
Ilsabard, Radzatan.
But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are. Megaduta. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Oh, never mind.
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radzatan. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
Not everything went to plan.
I assume you speak of Nidana. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the First Brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgard Sorma's spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat-Han had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. when it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz at Han.
But if Vitra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
a charade. Yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my wind.
Okay, so I was technically correct.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with wards fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz at Han. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions, and should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Charlian is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radzat-Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
So the Indian aesthetic is definitely confirmed with that name, Vritra. For context, that Vritra also is a name from the Hindu myth, a snake-like deity.
Ah.
That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but now we have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Charlian and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Aetherite here before departing. Unless you, of course, you enjoy violent nausea. I wonder if actually coming here via the experimental way again is a valid method. We'll have to test that later. While you're in that cutscene, I think I will go and do some triple triad. Because
Sorry.
No, you're fine, because getting back here is going to take a while.
Question is, how did we get to the Palaka stand, Aetherite?
Probably later in the story. We have to come back to it.
Guess that explains why it won't let me jump off cliffs.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there we go. Card. Oh, you just went to turn into thing.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that later. Back to Charlian. You did get a teleport, right?
Yeah, I got your teleport.
Awesome. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thav now, we're back in Chili Shalion. Taking out to catch your... Yeah, not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, your investigation here remains, but when that's over, we can take stock of all the developments and discoveries. Oh, apparently it was far less taxing the first attempt, and we can actually use it to go back. The experimental way.
Yeah.
Do you want to call that a night?
It is entirely up to you. I'm down to keep going though.
I think I've